tell you the funny part about that. I'm snapping on a boom, boom, boom. After we leave Quiznos, who's speeding down the road? My dumb ass. Who get pulled over by the same police we just seen somebody pull somebody else over? I get pulled over. Who get jammed up? Gun charges, drug charges? I get jammed up. Who's calling the same dime I was cussing out on the phone collect? Me.
Yo, what y'all got going on, man? Just gonna come back with another video, man. You feel me? This video gonna be different, man. So we talking about some real things that's going on in our community nowadays. What's currently going on in 2024. I got my dog right here.
Ryderville being a business.
So this Ryderville, man, another brand owner, bro. Appreciate you for, you feel me, coming video type shit. One love, my boy. So yeah, man. So we we're talking about prior to this, you feel me, recording and shit like that. We was talking about like ownership, dog. Just, you feel me, just the ownership as in like in the black community, and just like ownership down here, you know, in your city, like wherever you come from for your city, and even you building a brand and shit like that, ownership. Like, you feel me, like what you feel like is the importance of that, bro? Cause we see that we building this shit up, but we see like how important it is, like how you feel me, essential it is building your brand. So nobody could take for you, nobody could tell you what, you feel me, what to post, what to do. Like, take for example, Everyday Struggle. That was a little podcast under Complex, but they didn't own that shit. The Breakfast Club, they don't own that shit. They under Power 95 or Power 103.5, something like that. But talk about the power ownership, but big understanding. But.
Yeah, ownership is definitely important, and even to throw Nick Cannon in there with Wild 'N Out, you feel me? Because
talk about it now.
When he had put out that clip with him and Professor Griff talking about how I think it was about the Jews, I believe, or like, long story short, you know, they came after him. They was trying to like, you know, defamation of character, but that's when I learned he didn't even own Wild 'N Out. And Wild 'N Out was basically built on broken promises, to where he had the idea, everything was his concept, his creation. And when that shit happened, you know, they basically tricked him out. I ain't gonna say tricked him out the deal, because I don't know the details. Long story short, he didn't own it. And when that shit happened, it's like they pulled a plug on him, and he was putting out apologies. But ownership, yeah, I'm big on ownership, because if you look around us, man, everything is business. And a lot of times, if you don't own nothing, it's like, what can you really leave behind as far as generational wealth for yourself and your family? You feel me? And ownership is so big. The phone that we recording this video on, you feel me, what's owned by, right? You got Apple, you got different companies. The chair we're sitting on is owned by a company. So the most important thing to do if you want just to be wealthy out here is to understand business and really focus on, you know, when we say ownership too, we're talking as far as like owning a business, owning real estate, owning land, owning some type of asset, that you can, you know, generate income.
Asset,
exactly, and create wealth from. And one thing I always like to say too, especially when it comes to social media and creating content, a lot of people like to focus on going viral. I say do not focus on going viral, focus on creating a brand. So when you do go viral, you got that brand there to, you know, back you up to promote, or you got a product. And from once you go viral, you got that product to sell. But ownership is you might hear the phrase, the saying, you know, own nothing, control everything, but that still goes back to ownership, because you can't control nothing if you don't own it.
I ain't gonna lie, that code's stupid to me. I'm gonna be up. It don't make sense, but it makes sense.
Yeah, like I get it, but the thing, what I get from the crow is basically be behind the scenes. You feel me?
So be front line.
Exactly. So for example, own something, but people don't know you own it, and the best way to do that is by putting it into a trust. You feel me? So, but yeah, I could go on and on about ownership, but I know it's probably something I'm probably gonna be like, damn, I forgot to say, or I should have said this. But if you take anything from just this little dialogue about ownership, is working a 9 to 5 ain't gonna get you rich. Knowledge is gonna get you rich, and applying that knowledge. So, and it can even just be owning stocks, but you gotta understand how stocks work. But ownership, man, ownership is gonna get you there.
Right, exactly. Even to like kids, like we're talking about ownership, land, farms, assets, weapons, all that shit, right? But look at it as in the food that we eat. We don't own a lot of food. We don't produce nothing. We don't own nothing. So how we expect to not be you feel me, oppressed? How we expect not to be, you feel me, lied to and everything if we don't own nothing? Like we being fed BS every single day and all that shit. It's like we being fed like things that, you feel me, that's gonna kill us. In reality, it's not even feeding us. When it comes to the music, when it comes to the food, when it comes to what we watch and stuff like that. That's why I said we gotta guard our eyes, because whatever we see, we imitate. Whatever we hear, we repeat. We repeat. So it's repetitive. Whatever we hear and whatever we see, we imitate. That's why parents be hiding stuff from their kids, or they'll say stuff because they know that if they repeat it or if they show it to them, 9 out of 10 chances they're gonna repeat it or they're gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's why it's important, like ownership, like, you feel me? So we won't be indoctrinated or led astray in a certain way. Like, look at us in our community. You feel me?
That's real.
We would call ourselves African American. Look at ourselves like Black Americans, melanin people. Like, why we so mad that we can't? And I heard a quote. It said like, you can't even be mad at your oppressors at this point. Dame Dash said, to the day of the America, you gotta be uncertain that you allowed them to keep the lead you straight. You feel me? What you think about that?
Well, that's real. To the point where when you was mentioning the food and all that, you feel me? If we don't own a lot of these things, on our farms, on these companies, they could continue to feed us whatever they want to give us. They could continue to promote whatever they want to give us. But
So
to that Dame Dosh quote, as far as him, 'cause I seen an interview too. I probably busted a clip from that. But long story short, can't even get mad at them no more either, because we live in different times right now, and we just keep pointing fingers, but there's so much information and knowledge out there to the point where it's like, if you want to keep playing the blame game, then the only person you can blame is yourself for not wanting to, learn. This is my thing. Like when AI was coming out, people talking about AI finna take jobs, AI finna take jobs. I even made a video about that. I said, man, instead of focusing on AI taking jobs, why don't y'all understand coding and these programs?
Manipulate, use AI, exactly.
Like learn code and learn these programs to be able to, take advantage of the change that's being made. Instead of saying they're taking jobs, it might be time for you to, increase your knowledge and tap into, a different mindset.
The digital world.
Tap into that digital world, different mindset. So you're not saying, okay, this is what they're doing, but what can I do? You feel me? Because even when all that shit was going on, I was the one saying it because I ain't really, if anything, I'm more, intrigued that, okay, well, this how things changing. Okay, how can I use it for my advantage? But definitely, man, like, as far as that quote goes with Dame Dash, kids stay dropping gems and all that. But you can't blame your oppressors no more. At this point, if you're not learning, and like something you said earlier, if you're not, I say learning, but if you're not growing, it's like you're dying, kid. If you're not learning, if you're not growing, all you're doing is just moving backwards, and like you said, you just dying type. You feel me?
Every day is another chance to grow. So you ain't taking advantage of that. It's like, and then we could play the blame game all day, but at the end of the day, you gotta live with that decision. Or you're gonna have to live with that, what you reap at the end of the day. Like I said, if you like, for example, if you put me in jail, you still tell me at the end of the day, you gotta live with that sentence. You get what I'm saying?
Every day is an opportunity.
Every day is a new opportunity, so it's like really on you. You feel me? Like nobody come and save you, and it's really not on nobody to save you or to point you to the right direction. You gotta get the information. The information out there. Ain't gonna lie, the information, nobody can lie and tell you, or nobody could be like, oh, I don't know, or my parents didn't teach me. My parents didn't teach me about credit. You got some females that still say, oh, I don't know about credit, or my parents didn't teach me about credit, but the information is really out there type stuff.
You can't get away with that in this day and age. Maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but today you can't. The internet information, the act, that's why they're trying to censor certain things, but nah, you gotta come up with a different excuse this time. But even if you're trying to use excuses to justify whatever you got going on, you move along. You feel me? You think along.
I'll praise to the Most High for that, for sure, dog. It's like, at the end of the day, people gotta really open their mind, you feel me? So time back in with the youth. Like, or if you feel me, why you see like so many just dying nowadays and you just doing the killers and shit like that. It's like they lack knowledge. Or they lack what's going on. They don't know that the stuff that they pushing, bro. The stuff that these quote unquote elites pushing. You already know the BGs. That we go talking cold pull up. This nigga to get them all the time. Freaking my BGs, the HCs. I heard she create clothes for freaking to inmates for jail and stuff like that. I was shocked when I heard about that. She She actually create inmate jumpsuits. HC, the one that but I'm gonna tell you after. So good, but yeah, she create, you feel me, jumpsuits for inmates to keep them in prison, to keep that cycle going. So they really profiting off of it. It's just that we don't know what's going on. We ignorant to the system. Like, how can you beat the system if you don't know the system? You feel me? Like, we gotta know the system, dog. The system is being ran on us every day. If you let me say it, if you African American, or you black, you grew up in the black community, how many times your brother y'all went to court? At least one of your family members, you know, that's in jail, that's in court, that's dead. We all know somebody that's dead in the 2 or 3 in the hood. Right. It's a systematic thing. It's a design, bro. So if you don't break the generational curse, I say generational curse, dog. It's a generational curse, bro. There ain't no way every 10 years we producing the same kids, the same people, the same thing. That shit like a cycle, dog. That's the real matrix, dog. They the real gangsters. We not all that street shit they doing, all that street thing, nah, man. Cause at the end of the day, they ain't gonna have the final say. We don't. You could be like, oh, I got the street justice, I got that, and at the end of the day, what? You gotta have to serve time or you're gonna be dead. So what you say about the youth, dog?